GTA with like 3 stars. Try to get away, we ain't get far. Woo, 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 woo. He was running. He was running from. He was running from a cop car. He was running from a cop. He was running from a cop car. Jumping over that gate, gonna leave a big scar. Feel like GTA with like 3 stars. Try to get away, we ain't get far. Ooh, ooh,
ooh. Oh my gosh, that had me stuck yesterday. It was so funny. Still dying. Jumping over that gate won't leave a big scar. Running like I had, like I'm in GTA with just 3 stars. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hold on. 2 seconds. 1, 2. Like Eric Andre. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How are y'all doing today? I'm great. I just want to let y'all know that we're here. We are moving. We are doing the doggone thing. Yes, I know. It's 11 o'clock. It's a little late for my liking to start the show. I want to get this thing up and rolling at 10 o'clock every morning, at least my time. But sometimes we don't do that. But it's okay because we're still here. I don't know if some of y'all have been paying attention to my Facebook feed or anything like that, but I did post a couple things on there to get your mind rolling and thinking about today and everything like that, Mark. But the topic for today is, what are your values? And are you being true to them? I want y'all to think about that for a second. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure all of this stuff is fully being broadcast all over the internet. Make sure y'all are being able to reach me as the same as I'm being able to reach you guys. But yeah, all right. But yeah, like I said, what did I say just 2 seconds ago? Oh yes, I was saying, what are your values? You know, like, and are you staying true to those values? That kind of reminds me of how I started off the year. The show this year. I know I didn't, like, stay religiously on and keep posting videos and stuff like that, but, you know, we did do a video to start out the year, or we did go live to start out the year. And everything. Apologies, and I'm like, look, oh, here it is. Gotcha. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I got to, as y'all can see, got this little blinking battery thing going on top of my little, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, see? Y'all see how, oh, well, it won't let me dresser over my camera, but you see the little battery thing blinking on my camera right there. Well, yeah, this is my Facebook, as y'all can see. This is my J for the Dub page. This is a page where if I am live or if I'm going live, you should be able to check me out here if you don't have me on Twitch already. Doesn't look like we're broadcasting live right this second. I don't know why. Let's see here. Also, if you don't know what this is the watch button. It also, for those of you who don't know, like, this is where you can find all the people that you follow, their live stream, and see whenever they're going live, you know, on Facebook. You know, since Facebook and Mixer have been fused together to create, you know, the new Facebook watch and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't see my stream here at all. I don't understand why, but let's see. Can we pull up the... It doesn't look like we're live right now. That's weird. Here, let me refresh the page. Let me pull that off. Go back to just my beautiful face. There I am. Yeah. Like I said, give me 2 seconds to change this camera battery real quick, and we will be right back. But you'll still be able to hear me while I'm changing this battery out. But yeah, while I'm handling this battery situation, I want y'all to think about today's topic. Like I said, today's topic is, what are your... Oh my gosh, I'm a little off. Yeah, it says, what are your values, and are you being true to them? I need everybody to think, like, what do you, like, first off, what does it mean about, what are your values? Like, the values are the things that ultimately are important to you in life. And that the reason I ask, what are your values, is for everybody to kind of think and like recognize like what is truthfully important in their life. Like a lot of what I've been talking about the last few days, kind of about like kids and education and how, like we could help, the education system, or what the education system kind of needs to progress in a positive way, just to get, people actively thinking about the problems that are, we're experiencing right now and stuff like that. So, but like I said, to those values, what is important? Like, is it ultimately important to know that you're educating the youth? Is it important to you to, have your personal time? Is it important to you that, everybody around you acts the same way that you're acting? Is it important to you that, to win? There's some people who, like, overall, like, their values and where their moral compass or things like that lie, as far as everything goes, it kind of, they get confused with what their values and where their morals lie. And it's kind of hard to differentiate which is which, or like where exactly you stand with certain things, just due to the fact that there's so much going on in life on a daily basis that you got to put into context, I guess you would say, in a way. For instance, like, just personal emotions. That's one of the major ones. There is the simple fact of, I'm not trying to get into like personal things or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, where do your values lie? What is value to you? What do you hold value to? And things like that. It's interesting when you think about it. Like, there's so many people and so many of us who, we're saying like, oh, we do this or we do that, or we care about this or we care about that. And it's funny because I think back on this one particular conversation I had with one of my good friends, Frank. Me and him were having a conversation. I don't remember exactly how we got to this point, but I remember I was trying to make the point to him that, like, just being a better person, or like the world's not going to change, today or tomorrow. It's going to take time for the world to change, and we have to ultimately value the things that are going to make a change. And like I said, so that's why I kind of brought this question up today, is what are your values, and are you living up to those values? Because like I said, you could value, family and stuff like that, but turn around and be the least family oriented person in the world. And like I said, if you're not, you might value those things and ultimately think about it like, hey, like I can't, like family is the number one thing to me. Like, so there's a lot of people I know Sorry, I had a question pop up. Um, yeah, I had somebody message me a question on a personal level, but yeah, sorry, I got a little distracted for 2 seconds. But yeah, like I said, conversation that me and Frank was having, it was something along the lines of like we were speaking on the Bible, and I can't quote exactly word for word what the Bible says at this current moment because I've got a lot of things going on in my mind. I'm trying to stay on track and, keep everything flowing. But anyway, to the point, like I said, in the Bible, it basically says to treat man as you want to be treated, and we're supposed to, like, I hate that I can't quote this word for word right this second. Basically, like, it just says that we're all made in God's image. So with that being said, like, you want to hold yourself in like a god, like in a godly manner, or at least value things in the way that God would value those things. And by that I mean it also says in the Bible to like basically if somebody does you wrong to turn the other cheek. It's not, you're not meant to retaliate, but there's a lot of things that get you know miscon basically get people get confused on because there's so many interpretations of the word, and it's very confusing. But to those points, and what I'm trying to get at and stuff and having values is in what we were talking about was I gave him a scenario of this is kind of like the scenario we used earlier this week about the person slapping you and so on. But basically, somebody does you wrong. We're not saying what they did wrong or anything because we're not going to get into the little details of the situation because then it starts to get confusing. But if somebody does something to you, it's not your place to retaliate or to get back at that person. Now, with that being said, like I said earlier in this week, we were talking about if you're a good person or a bad person, and if somebody slaps you, like, as human nature, it's, like relatively to have an emotion about it, and it is, just human nature for us to want to retaliate, but like I said, to be Christ like or to live up to in God's image per se, you would want to turn the other cheek and just forgive that person. And we handled every situation in any situation, then we could have better hope that the next person would have uh the same thought process, so that we would have like the same outcome of not having such a negative or a aggressive way of going about this. Like I said, because the only thing that people tend to answer with aggression is other aggression. So if you don't want a situation to get put into a or have an aggressive tone on it, then you just try to take out that dynamic. Granted, if you don't teach somebody to be aggressive, then it's not first nature for them to just be aggressive. Or, like, yeah, it is first nature for us to have an emotion about something or to feel a type of way, and you could feel angry, and at that moment, like you might feel like you need to show some sort of aggression or, like retaliate or whatever it is. But also, there is a flow of energy within the world. So, I mean, if you were to do something and instantly get the payback, or, yeah, like from it, or like get your payback, then it could potentially more complex. I feel like people are commenting and stuff and I'm not seeing it, but it's cool. I'm sorry, there's just a little bit of things going on around me that I keep getting distracted by, but I'm sorry because I'm on a Facebook is skipping and freezing. I'm on Facebook. Change the battery. Treat others the way you want to be treated. You are okay. Yeah. Facebook is skipping and freezing. Yeah, I can see that Facebook is skipping and freezing. I know the playback won't skip or freeze, but it will. It's definitely skipping and freezing. I can see that for myself. Like I said, if we, hold ourselves to, like I said, like the teachings that we've learned, and like that's why your parents try to take you to church and stuff at a young age, so you can get distilled with these type of morals and these type of like just keep you grounded, give you a solid base in which you can stand on and hold yourself to a certain tier, or not even a tier, but hold yourself to a certain level of respect, I guess, in a sense you could say. Just how you treat others and how others will treat you. Granted, not all the time is everybody going to have the same mindset or the same principle that you have, and sometimes it takes teaching and showing people and stuff like that before they get it. Because granted, it's not like we just woke up one day and we knew a bunch of stuff. You went to school for 12 years and they taught you for 12 years for sure. I mean, there's a lot of people who skip school, or there's a lot of people who choose to just not go to school, or there's a lot of people who don't have the option to go to school, and then there's a lot of people who go their 12 years, graduate, and don't grasp anything from it. And even at that point, like I said, what the school is, when you go to school, that they expect your parents to have already taught you these morals, so this way they can just teach you what you can say are the elementary things, the small minuscule things like your basic curriculum in math and stuff like that. Give me one moment, everybody. I have another. Oh my gosh, so many distractions this morning, and I feel like I'm on a roll. I know exactly not. So I don't know. Lately, I've been very upbeat about the show and kind of trying to keep myself in a positive mindset, which is really good. But to the point of what I'm talking about, like I said, values, and are you living up to those values? I'm gonna get back more onto just the point. I know I was talking about something. I was about to make a certain point, but like I said, it's not super important, the exact point that I was making at before the phone call I just got, but to the point, like I said, values, and are you living up to those values? What is it that you value? What is it that you feel like other people should value, and what is it that you feel like you can give to the world? Because it's not, the world isn't just here for us to just take. If there's one thing that I do realize and that I see a lot, because my girlfriend, she'll tell you a lot. I love post-apocalyptic shows, stuff about, the apocalypse, things that happen after, us as humans have drained this earth of all its resources and whatever, because people have this selfish mentality of just take. This is mine. Like I've been talking about this possessive thing that people feel like they have to possess something, where I'm pretty sure if you planned it out, you could drive. As people, we have this possessive thing and about stuff, and we feel like, we value things like that more, like, oh, okay, well, I value having my own car, or I value having my own place to live, or I value, all of these things. And I'm not saying like it's a bad thing to value those things, but the point that I'm making is because we use this term as like people value things of high end, high end things, like we would say these are things of value. And I use that term to help, or to point out and help people recognize like the difference in what I'm actually asking this morning. Like, what do you value? When I say what do you value, I don't mean like I said, things of high value, like not your Mercedes Benz, not your $2 million home, not your, like things that have a high cost to them. If those are the things that you say that you value, when I ask this question, then you should really be asking yourself, well, where do your morals lie? Because that's honestly what I'm asking this morning, is where do your morals lie? Or what do you value? Do you value like camaraderie with people, like being able to relate to somebody? Do you value being able to speak to somebody? Do you value like, what are your values? It's really, I'm here to raise the question. I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm not here to point out what people do wrong or what people do right or anything of that nature. I'm purely here asking the question, like, what do you value? In the sense that this will reach people to get them to think about what it is that we actually value in life. Like I said, there's plenty of things to value. That's something you should value. The fact that somebody can live through giving birth is something that you should value, because that's something that could be here today and gone tomorrow. Granted, that's really, honestly, hold on, let me slow down for 2 seconds, because I was about to go kind of in a rant and go into one direction. I want to stop for a second and point out, like, I literally kind of just lost my point. But I really wish I could go back and see what I just said. Like, I'm literally like was about to go somewhere with it. But what the freak did I just say? Stop for a second and point out, like, I'm gonna stop for a second. And point out, like, I'm gonna stop for a second and point out. I'm gonna stop for. I'm gonna stop for a second and point out, like, I literally kind of just lost my point. But I'm gonna stop for a second and I'm gonna stop for a second and I literally kind of just lost my point. Well, I think my stream went down and came back up with all this freaking clicking that I've done on my internet browser, which was dumb. what do you value? When I say what do you value, I don't mean like I said things of high value, like not your Mercedes Benz, not your $2 million home, not your like things that have a high cost to them. If those are the things that you say that you value, when I ask this question, then you should really be asking yourself, well, where do your morals lie? Because that's honestly what I'm asking this morning is where do your morals lie? What do you value? Do you value like camaraderie with people, like being able to relate to somebody? Do you value being able to speak to somebody? Do you value like what are your values? It's really, I'm here to raise the question. I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm not here to point out what people do wrong or what people do right or anything of that nature. I'm purely here asking the question like, what do you value? In the sense that this will reach people to get them to think about what it is that we actually value in life. Like I said, there's plenty of things to value. Like the fact that somebody can give birth or give life, like that's something you should value. The fact that somebody can live through giving birth is something that you should value because that's something that could be here today and gone tomorrow. Granted, that's really, honestly, hold on, let me slow down for 2 seconds because I was about to go kind of in a rant and go into one direction. I want to stop for a second and point out like okay. Just lost my point. I remember where I was going. Well, kind of do, not exactly, because I was about to talk about like John pointed out. He was saying that I was more than anything, basically anything that's not like physical or anything that is not. My mind is going in a different direction and I want to talk about something completely different at this point now, but I'm trying to stay on track with values. But basically, like life is something that you should value because not everybody has the chance to experience all the parts of your life. So all of the parts of your life or someone else's life that you can be a part of, regardless of the circumstances, are things that you should value. If you value those things, you won't put a stipulation or a price tag on those things. I've heard people who, they say, oh, this is my best friend. But as soon as, like, oh, they don't have the money to do this with me or do that with me, then now, like, the level of kinship, like it's depleted, or you act like y'all aren't friends anymore because, like I said, now you're not in the same tax bracket or whatever it may be that is a like a physical type of thing. Like I said, regardless of if it's actually like something that it's priceless. Like I said, I know y'all seen those MasterCard back in the day, and they used to name all these things that cost money, and then they would name something like spending time with your grandfather, priceless. If you can honestly say that it is priceless, then it's probably something, or possibly something, of some real value. If you can't put a money value on it, then it probably actually means that it is something of value. Like if somebody told you, like the fact that people try to put a price value on life is very sad and very ashamed. And I mention this to people all the time, and I don't think anybody ever really gets it or thinks about it like this. But the fact that your job wants to tell you what you're worth, and they're purely telling you like, okay, well, if this tablet cost $200, and for you to make $200, it takes 2 whole days to actually make $200. That means it's your time or your year, like you're only half your year is worth this one thing. Like, would you give up if I told you like, okay, well, you could go to sleep and not experience anything for half a year, and then I'll just give you this thing? Would you choose to do that? Or would you value the time over that thing? So that's what I'm saying. I said, this is if time was your currency, because time has the ultimate value. Like I said, it has more value than almost anything. Because you can value your time more than anything. That if it doesn't matter what perspective or whose perspective you're coming from, the time majority is the thing that holds the most currency than anything. With people in general, it's time. Because if I told you I was taking your time away, if I told you you only get 1 hour a day to be free in the world amongst everybody else, but for the other 23 hours you have to be locked in this cage, that would really like put a toll on you or weigh you down, and you would honestly feel that, like you're really getting something taken away from you. So yeah, at that point, then you start to value that time at a lot higher cost, or you start to hold it at a way higher level of value. And that's what I'm talking about. What do you value? Like, what can you cherish? Ultimately, people should and always, I'm not going to speak on other people, but we should value children's lives more than our own. Point blank, period. I'm getting to that age where I'm starting to realize if I want to see anything change, I want to see progression, it's going to solely come from the people who are younger than me. And it's not going to be anything that I may even get to see. Like, it's crazy because my grandfather, who is a very, very passionate black man and distilled a lot of like black history in me and why I'm so passionate about where I come from and my heritage and things like that. He would always talk about things that he's seen in his lifetime and things that he would think he would never get a chance to see. Rest his soul, he's passed away now. He's not with us any longer. But luckily I do and am proud to say that he was able to see. Wait. Yeah. No. I don't remember now, but because now I'm starting to think about it, I can't remember if he actually got to see Obama in office or not. But to that point, those are the type of things, like I said, that people ultimately value. Like, that's why I was trying to bring that up, because that's something as a black person or in general that a lot of us value, is being able to see the first black president. And a lot of people don't think about it like that. And even it's just a piece of American history that is valued. Granted, we're currently in that moment, and even in that current moment, there's people who have backlash and stuff like that. But granted, we're going to look back at this moment and it's going to be in the history books. Even if I live to be 100 years old, when they put Obama in the history books, because that's not something that I can just create tomorrow. I can just make a new memory to replace this one in which I value more. The only thing that you could value more than something like that is something more personal to you. I mean, granted, having a, stuff like that is awesome. Okay. As y'all can see, I keep getting a lot of interruptions. Today has been a great day. See, my camera just went off. I'm going to end the show today because I have